Okay. So hello, Revanth Kumar. So I welcome you on this Once Smart Classes channel. Myself, CMA Mahendra Saini, and today I have with me CMA Arshita Jain and CMA Suresh Poddar sir. And this is the series of mock interview. So hey Revanth, how are you? You are fine, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just please tell me about yourself. That's why that the interview panel can know about yourself. Just give the brief introduction, please.
Sir, I am Revanth Kumar. I am from Nellore, and I am a qualified cost and management accountant and a semi-qualified chartered accountant. And I did my articleship from Chennai, and I got an exposure over statutory audit, internal audit, bank audit, and accounting work as well. And I did taxation, comprising the income tax and GST as well. And I recently completed my CMA final with AIR-45, and I'm a person of never give up attitude, and I always look for improvement in all areas of life. And I want to uh, come into the corporate world to explore myself towards various knowledge areas and support the economy through my support. And that's it. Sir, you are on mute, sir.
Okay, so Revant, I can see your CV, right? So you did your CMA Foundation June 2017, and you cleared this CMA in June 2022,
Yes, sir.
right? It's a long journey,
Yes, sir.
and you are pursuing also CA, and
Yeah.
you cleared the second group in the CMA final also, right?
Yes, sir. See you.
So, what do you think it means a CMA is not enough for you?
Sir, I didn't get it.
No, you are pursuing CA also, right, along with your CMA.
Yes, sir.
So should we think that CMA is not enough for you?
No,
That's
sir.
why you are doing.
Actually, I started CA journey first, but I registered for CMA as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I completed my CMA before my CA getting completed.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it ended. But I choose CMA as of now. It is completed because in my life I actually decided that either CMA or CA, whichever it gets completed, I will go through that. Because anyway, both are going to the same thing. That's it.
Okay, so you work as a trainee in the auditing field, right? You mentioned a lot of experience in auditing, taxation, and also accounting, right?
Yes, sir.
And you completed your 3 years trainings with a firms, right? CA firm. This is a CA firm.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so tell me one thing. Give me an example of a time you made a mistake and how did you manage these consequences?
Sir, I did a lot of mistakes in my articleship, and I asked my sir how to do it. But he always try to tell me that you have to self learn everything. I can't mentor you daily like that, he will tell. So mostly every work I learned through YouTube or through friends or through colleagues, or this way I learned everything, sir. And the work which I learned from the employee of client is Excel work, sir. Most of my friends in my office don't know how to use Excel in a very good manner. So I asked my sir also, but my sir is very experienced, but he's very uh, he's not good with latest technology. So I learned Excel from the employee of my client, sir. So that's how I learned, sir.
Okay, you work, you also align with accounting. You said that independently handle complete bookkeeping of various Indian companies. So, by which ERP you are familiar? SAP?
No, sir. Tally, I'm familiar, sir. SAP, I know, sir, basic how to use and how to pass entries, I know, sir.
Okay,
And
okay.
not
What is
depth
three-way
knowledge.
match in SAP? What is three-way match in SAP?
Sir, three-way match means So purchase order and invoice and goods received note. These all things should be matched, sir.
What is GRN? What is goods received note?
Sir, whether goods are received or not, the stock manager will issue a note, sir,
Hmm.
to confirm that actually the goods is received. There is goods received note.
Okay, what is the difference between bin card and store ledger account?
So bin card means it contains the particulars of all the stocks situated in the godown, whereas stock ledger means the inputs, outputs, and the inflow, outflow, and what is the remained, everything will be accounted, sir. The stock ledger account.
Okay, okay, Archita ma'am, go ahead.
So Revanth, as you mentioned that you have, experience in working in Excel. So can you explain me what is pivot table?
And pivot table will help to analyze the data in various angles, ma'am. And the data will be structured according to our requirement, ma'am. There are various types of tables, and there is various types of rows and columns combinations will be there. So we can select and we can edit according to our requirement.
Okay. So, and even you have like a working experience in the cost audit. So can you tell me difference between marginal costing and absorption costing?
Margin costing basically depends on the marginal cost. That means it doesn't uh, consider the fixed cost, ma'am. It only consider the variable cost. Whereas in absorption costing, both fixed cost and variable cost will be considered and will be accounted as well, ma'am. Whereas in marginal costing, only fixed cost, no, not
So
fixed cost will not be considered.
which method is appropriate? Like, which method is used when? Like when I would be using marginal costing or when I'll be using absorption costing?
When I want to make a decision uh, to continue this production or not, I will use marginal costing. Whereas to account inside the factory to in accounting purposes, we will use absorption costing.
Okay, okay. Even in the CV, you have mentioned that you are a problem solver. So can you just state me an example from your experience where it was shown that you were a problem solver?
Oh, once I went to bank audit, ma'am, actually, with my principal and all my colleagues, there were there is a tedious report was generated in text file, and they don't know how to convert it to Excel file, because when it gets to Excel file, we can use that data for our operations, but they couldn't do. So I somehow Googled or somehow did anything and did my own things, and I converted the text file into Excel file so that everyone used that. They helped a lot throughout the bank audit.
Okay. Okay. And you were involved in the cost audit. Cost audit of which type of entities?
Ma'am, cost audit of normal factories, ma'am. Cotton factories, and this oil related small refinery factories, ma'am.
So they were covered under they were covered under which table? Table A or table B?
Table B, ma'am.
Table B. What is the limit of the cost audit? Do you know that?
35 crores, ma'am.
35 crores. Just 35 crores or something else?
Sorry, I didn't revise that topic, ma'am, actually. So it's
Okay, okay. Even you have mentioned that you were involved in taxation work of various ITRs. So, uh, you were involved in ITR fillings of like firm or which type of entities mostly?
mostly individuals, ma'am, and firms as well, ma'am, and companies also.
So ITR 3 is applicable to
Individual, ma'am. Individuals.
no individual. There is a limit for that. Key the specific individual would be filling this ITR 3. So do you know
More
that?
than 50 lakhs income,
And
and
something else.
he should be doing business, ma'am.
Okay, okay. And what's the difference between GSTR 2A and GSTR 2B?
GSTR 2A is when we file a GSTR 1, the input will be seen in GSTR 2A, man. Whereas if we pay the taxes, then only in 2B it will reflect, man, as input.
Okay. Okay. Suresh,
Okay,
sir,
sir,
you
go
can.
ahead.
Okay. Hello, Revanth. How are you?
Hi, sir. Fine, sir.
You mentioned in your CV that you done a bank audit of Indian Bank, right?
Yes, sir.
Is it a statutory audit or concurrent audit?
It's a statutory audit, sir. Branch audit.
Statutory audit. So, what is LFAR report?
Sir, long form audit report, sir.
What content included in it?
Sir, it contains all the reporting requirements for bank. They'll only give us the report, sir, in their format. We don't need to draft a format. They'll itself give a format, and we have to fill all those details, sir.
Okay.
And
If
it
you
will
find
be
if you find any discrepancy in NPA classification, so how you deal with it?
yes, sir. In NPA classification, it is automatically generated in the bank's website only, sir. The report will be given by the bank itself, and we have to choose what NPS should be reported or not, because the branch manager will give details about whether this will reclassify into normal accounts. Like that, he will give some details. If the details are correct and is there any real information based on the considerations, we will report the NPS.
Okay. So, if there is a wrong classification, then what will you do?
Sir, if there is a wrong classification, I have to report, sir.
Okay. What is NPA?
Sir, non-profit.
I think there is a network issue. Can you please
Yes, sir.
repeat?
No. Yes, sir. No audible, sir.
Yeah. Can you please repeat what is NPA?
Non-performing assets, sir.
No, how you classify NPA in different categories?
Sir, it depends on the number of days, sir. If it is more than 90 days, and then will be a different classification. More than 180 days, based on the duration of the NPA, we will classify, sir.
Okay. Right. You have mentioned in your CV that you have conducted cost audit, right?
Yes, sir.
For various firms. Which form is used for cost audit reporting?
Sir?
Which form is used for cost audit report?
Sir, some net issue, sir. Can you repeat, sir?
Which form is used for creating cost audit report?
Sir, CRA1, sir. CRA1, 2, 3, 4, sir.
CRA1 for cost audit
forms
report.
CRA1, 2, 3, 4 forms are, sir. All these forms.
No. I'm just asking for cost audit report, not for the all forms.
Sir, CRA4, sir.
CRA4. Okay. You have also mentioned in your CV in very detail that you have led the team of 2 or 3 articles for doing some taxation works or audit works. So what kind of leader you are? Autocratic or democratic?
Sir, I am democratic, sir.
Democratic.
Because
yeah.
yes, sir. Because I'll consider everyone's opinion and then move on, sir. I don't let the people by my own opinion, sir.
Okay. Which leadership is better, autocratic or democratic?
Sir, sometimes autocratic also important, sir, because most of the team members won't agree on one thing, so that I have to make the best decision.
Okay, good, very good. What is diluted EPS?
Diluted EPS is the consideration of this convertible debentures into the EPS calculation, sir. Because if they converted it into equity, the EPS get diluted. So that is the diluted EPS.
And why we calculate diluted EPS?
Sir, if in EPS we know the current earnings per share, whereas through diluted EPS we can know the future uh, how the future EPS going to be. We can know, sir. What is the potential EPS per share, like that we know, sir.
Okay, and you are from Andhra Pradesh, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there is a specific provision for Andhra Pradesh in Income Tax Act 1961.
Yes, sir. This joint development agreement relating to Amaravati capital, sir.
Okay. Which section?
Section I didn't remember. Sir. Sorry.
Okay.
I'll check that.
Okay. Kanja sir, you can go.
Okay, good, Revanth. Tell me one thing. When you work also with GST works, right? So, what do you mean by QRMP scheme in GST?
Sir, quarterly return filing scheme, sir. Quarterly return monthly payment scheme.
So, who can opt this scheme? Any provision?
Yes, sir. There is a provision, sir. I think I'm not actually sure about the turnover, sir. There are turnover limits. Based on that, we have to choose the QRMP scheme, sir.
Okay, you are not updated. Okay. What the latest concept of e-invoicing in GST?
Sir, invoice is not actually entered in the accounting system. It will be integrated with the GST portal as and when the an invoice is entered in the accounting system, it will automatically also get updated in the GST system, sir. So that there won't be any discrepancies available, sir.
So who is required to e-invoicing? That every person is required. Every dealer required this e-invoice.
No, sir. There is also turnover limit, sir. Based on the turnover, prescribed turnover, they have to choose in e-invoicing, sir. It's not
What
for
is
all.
the turnover?
Sir, I'm not sure, sir.
Okay.
I'll check that.
What do you mean by, what do you think about, what do you know about trading on equity?
Trading on equity, trading of equity shares in the stock market, sir. So the stocks we will purchase from the stock market, and we will trade based on the price fluctuations and also.
Okay. What is thick equity?
Debt equity, sir. Debt equity ratio, sir.
Thick equity. What is thick equity? Are you aware about this?
No, sir. I'm not aware, sir.
What is Six Sigma?
Six Sigma is a concept of lean system, lean system and innovation, sir. Where for lean manufacturing, we will use this concept to remove all the waste, sir. So it's a good technique to remove the waste in the company, sir.
Okay. What is the current repo rate?
Sir, I'm not sure, sir. I'll check that.
What is the dollar rate in respect of rupees?
Sir, it is touching 80 to 85, sir, I think.
Okay. What is the general entry of TDS on brokerage?
Brokerage. Party account. Bank. I'm sorry, sir. Party account debit. TDS on brokerage debit to cash account, cash or banks. I mean, expense, sir. Expense account debit, TDS on expense debit to party accounts or cash or bank, sir.
Okay. What rate of TDS on brokerage?
5%.
Any limit on this, or we have to deduct the whole?
Sir, if it is more than 15,000, then we have to get.
Okay. Are you aware about TAT, turnaround time?
Turnaround time. Is it related to talk time, sir?
Okay,
No,
tell
sir.
me, what do you mean by learning curve and what use of this concept in an organization? Learning curve.
So learning curve means as and we go through the process. I mean, as and we do the work through the learning, the time to produce a product or the time to make a product will get reduced, sir. So the efficiency will get increased as and when the time learning process.
Okay, okay, go ahead.
Can you tell me the treatment of monetary and non-monetary items as per India's 21?
No, ma'am, I'm not good.
Okay. Like if you want to reduce the cost of any item, so what suggestions would you what suggestions would you like to give to the management if you are given a task of reducing the cost?
Okay, based on the situation, uh, I will analyze all the elements what are available in the cost related things. So I will divide based on the importance wise whether this can be reduced or this must be reduced. Like
No,
that, I will analyze.
what all techniques can be used? Like what all costing techniques can be used in an organization to reduce the cost?
I can use target costing. I can use target costing and uh, I can use target costing and I didn't remember the other techniques, but I can check that now.
Okay. Sir, I'm done from my side.
Okay, Ravan, tell me one thing. So, what do you mean by target costing?
Target costing means, sir, we'll fix a processor base. We'll fix a price. For that, we have to sell the product. So to arrive at that price, we have to make sure every cost must be calculated based on that. So based on the starting point of price, we have to calculate profit, and then we have to find the cost, and then we have to make the components of cost. The starting point must be price.
Okay, tell me any two tangible fixed assets on which depreciation is not allowed.
Land, sir, land,
Mm-hmm.
goodwill.
Goodwill is
No,
tangible.
no, sir, intangible. Land, land is the one of it. Sir,
Mm-hmm.
I remembered land, sir, and I will check back status for that.
It can be gold.
No, sir.
No,
What, sir?
gold can it be gold?
Yes, sir. Gold can be depreciated. No, cannot be depreciated.
Okay, okay. Tell me one journal entry of GST when we sold the goods.
Uh, bank account debit or customer account debit to um, goods. I mean, to sales uh, to GST at a prescribed percentage.
GST, what GST? You are saying that the
GST
customer account
payable
debit to bank to GST. So this is your journal entry, right?
to GST payable. No, sir. Bank account debit
Mm-hmm.
or customer account debit to
Mm-hmm.
sales to GST payable.
Is it correct entry?
Yes, sir. Either we will receive cash or we will be saving on credit. So for that debit is given
So how will
to
you identify this? How will you identify this GST is the output or input? Because
when
you
we
didn't
sell we
use
have to
that input
pay.
outward with GST while making the
Sir,
journal entry.
when we sell we have to pay GST on that sale. That's why we are given credit to GST output payable.
Okay. Okay. So what type of returns are filed by the composition dealer? How many returns are filed by the composition dealer? Are you aware? Because you work in the training.
One return, sir. I think GST CMP 8, sir.
Only one return?
Yes, sir. Only, quarterly one return, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, sir.
Okay. Okay. Tell me, Ravant, one thing. No, that suppose you are the team leader of a payment team, right? Just listen my questions, right? This is a situational question. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's sort of.
Can you
Sir,
hear me now?
no, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Can you repeat the question?
Okay. Okay. So there is a one situational questions, not situational. This is a real question. That suppose that you are the team leader of a payment team, right? And you have the 6 to 7 subordinate, right, in your team,
Okay.
right? And this is your payment team. So your team member prepared a payment file, right, as per due date, right? And they comes to you to verify, finally verify to process the payment in the bank.
Okay, sir.
But you before verify this file, you have to check something, right? You will check your checkpoints.
Okay.
So how will you check and how will you think that whether these are double payment or not? Whether these are the double entries or not? How will you check? Even you do not have the much time to check one by one vendors. So what will be your checkpoints and how will you make sure that these are not double payment?
Sir, I'll check the already compiled files whether relating to that month any payment is done, and also check with the bank account whether any payment is done in the same for the same month, and also I'll check with the entries which I have passed till now with the uh, with that month, so that everything will be checked, sir. So that then I will know whether it is a double payment or not.
Anything more?
Yes, sir. I'll cross check with the payments done till now and with the payment file return which is going to made, sir.
Sorry. How will you check? How will you cross check?
Sir, I will check the all the payments made till now, and if any payment is done for the GST for that month, then I'll cross check with this if there is any double payment, and also I'll check with the entries passed till now, sir. Whether is there any entry already passed which might not be get reflecting into payment.
Okay, suppose that you done the good research, right, and you verified, you cross checks all, right, and you didn't find that these are the double payment. But while you making the payment, for once you made the payment, your team made the payment. But after making the payment, you are finding that your team made a double payment, right? And
Okay.
this amount is credited to the vendor.
Okay, sir.
So now, what will your action? What will you do for this? And this is a new vendor.
Okay, sir. Sir, I'll immediately inform the creditor that a double payment is made. So I'll ask the vendor to refund back the amount through mail, or immediately will tell. Yes, sir.
No, what will be your any you will do any journal entries for this?
Uh, yes, sir. I'll do general entry, sir. Otherwise,
Okay.
accounting errors will happen.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me the
Okay.
difference between debit note and credit note?
Yes, ma'am. Debit note is issued when goods are. You are asking from GST perspective or accounting perspective?
I'm asking just from the normal plus. Don't implement the GST logic here.
Okay. Debit note is raised when we issue a we return the goods for the sale to the vendor. Then we issue a debit note, ma'am. Whereas we return the goods relating to purchase, we will issue credit note, ma'am.
Like if I received the goods and there was some of the defective goods in that, so
Yes,
if
ma'am.
I will so in that case what I need to issue?
I need to issue a debit note, ma'am, because I would have credited the vendor for the payment, so I have to debit him for the goods return. So I have to issue a debit note, ma'am.
Are you sure about this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, Revat, suppose that if we become you, a part of our team, right? So, what will be your long-term vision with our organization?
Sir, I want to explore in every part of the organization to enhance my knowledge in terms of all finance works, so that and improve based on the existing potentialities within me. In that process, I will also be sticking to the vision of the company uh, as well, ma'am, as well, sir.
How will you ensure us that you will be stay the long time in the future because you are pursuing CA also, right? But
Yes,
after
sir.
that, how can we ensure that? How can we sure that you will be stay with us?
Sir, actually, I have prepared well for the CA panel group one, and I attempted for this attempt, and I am sure I will clear this attempt. Even though I didn't clear, I don't give more time to that. I want to ensure I should be working to gain practical knowledge. So I decided to enter into this stream, sir.
So Revanth, will you leave CA?
No, ma'am. At any point I will clear, but for now I decided to get into corporate this, ma'am.
Okay, suppose that Revanth, you are working, you are selected in a good organization. This is
Okay,
MNC, right? The good corporate, and you are getting the 15 lakh per annum your package, right? And
okay,
you just completed only 6 months in this company, and meanwhile you are getting a good offer from a reputed MNC, and that MNC is providing offering you rupees 30 lakh. It's totally double, 30
okay.
lakhs. So what will be your decision? Do you wanna go and do you wanna switch this company?
No, sir. I'll check back with my HR team that there is a offer with me for an MNC for 30 lakhs. So if I know that, and I make sure that I'm getting a good salary in this company as itself. So I don't prefer to go to another company because it won't be good enough to travel after that point of time, because I'm already well communicated within the organization. So I'll stay with this company, make sure that the salary getting increased.
So you will stay back in this company, present company, right?
Sir,
So you will be there in this present company.
yes, sir. But I'll make sure that the salary getting increased, sir.
Hmm. Okay.
Are you
Okay.
ready to relocate anywhere, Revanth?
Yes, ma'am. I can relocate anywhere in India.
It would not be an issue that like you belong to Andhra Pradesh, so it would not be an issue for you to relocate anywhere in northern part.
No, ma'am. I will be happy. I'm loving. I love learning languages, ma'am. So it will be happy for me to learn one more language, and will be learning some communication skills to cope up with them.
Hmm.
Okay, Revat, how will you describe yourself in a one word, in which your qualities, your merits, demerits will come in one word?
Mm. Sir, never give up attitude, sir.
Never give up attitude.
Yes, sir.
So you have a positive attitude or negative attitude?
Positive attitudes.
What do you mean by positive attitude?
Sir, hoping for the positive things in every part of life. So we should not think in negative strain. We should only hope for the best and hope for the positive things.
Okay. So anything, ma'am, from your side?
No, sir, I'm done.
Okay. So thank you, Revanth, line with us. You wanna ask something to us? To any questions?
Sir, I am ready for getting feedback, sir, because I didn't prepare that much for this interview.
Hmm.
I just
So what marks will you give among 10 so far in this interview?
I could give 4 to 5. Sir.
How many marks out of 10?
4 to 5, sir.
4 to 5. But minimum criteria is a 70%. I mean
Yes, sir.
7. If you are getting the 7, that you are selected, no issue. So
Okay.
you have still the variance of 3 to 4 marks. So how will
Okay.
you cover these? How will you manage? How will you improve yourself?
I have to
And
prepare and I have to.
what lag behind you find right now in this interview? That in which area you are lag behind?
Sir, I didn't revise the subject, sir. I have to revise the subject well. And sir, mainly the subject I failed, sir. And
Correct.
also,
So, yeah. The subject is knowledge is must, right? Your module knowledge is must. Whatever you studied in your all the three, even that you pursuing the CSO, you have the good knowledge about the technical rounded, right? And about your CV, whatever you mentioned in the CV, that's good. But you have to, the clear all the points. You should have the knowledge about all the points, whatever you mentioned in the CV, right? In the surrounding questions also you should. You didn't, tell in good, right? Even though I asked you about, that. Uh, Also that ma'am also ask you about cost audit, right? So you are
yes, sir.
not good in cost audit also, right?
Yes, sir, I didn't prepare.
135 is for a maintain a book of accounts, right? The costing
Okay.
reports. So this is, but this is the basic knowledge. Even at the CMA have the good knowledge about these sectors. Even costing, this would be Maharathi, no? That we cannot tell a lie to the interview, right? The cost
Sir,
audit.
after
Also,
exams, I didn't open the book, sir. That's why I couldn't.
but we cannot say this to the interviewer, right?
Yes, sir, I have to prepare,
Yeah.
sir. But it suddenly happened for the interview, sir. I would
Mhm.
otherwise I
No,
would
you
have.
just need to go through the basic concept. They will not ask you anything advanced type. They will just ask you a basic. The interview have read like marginal costing, absorption costing. They can even ask you the golden rules, the general entries. So you need to be confident at that time. Ki whatever you are saying now, you should be confident ki ha, this is correct. Even if it is sometime wrongs, but your confidence should not be that low.
Okay.
And even you were like not using your hand expression.
Okay.
That is must. Like you don't need to sit a still 30 minutes there. You need to express it through your hands also, even sometimes.
Okay.
And speak
And
loudly, Revanth. Speak always loudly. That show your confidence as well,
that
right?
shows the confidence.
Loud.
Exactly.
And
And even
say,
Raven, I would like to tell that you can improve your CV by not adding the CA experience, because as we are going for the CMA campus, so they would be focusing on a CMA degree rather than the CA degree.
so that's
So
why that you should remove this CA pursuing from your CV.
yeah,
It will be
the
harmful.
Sir,
entire
I
CA course you should remove. Just
Yeah,
don't remove the work exposure, but just remove the
CA.
CPT, IPCC, and all those things.
yes, ma'am. Actually, I removed that, ma'am. I did. I sorry. I think I shared that the other copy, ma'am.
So this
That
is also
actually
blunder mistake from your side, Revanth. This totally blunder mistake.
You
Don't
need,
do this.
you
Don't
need to
repeat
be
this.
aware na ki what CV you are sharing to the
yes, ma'am.
concerned person.
Actually, I prepared it for off campus, ma'am. For on campus, I shared only CMM.
Hmm.
Okay. And even Revant, I would like to tell, try to make your CV one pager. Like you have mentioned every, like auditing, if you have done, so you have mentioned that entire detail about that. So don't mention the entire detail. Just try to summarize the point in line or a two, and then whenever they would be asking you like, okay, explain me like which type of statutory audit or which company's statutory audit you have done, in that case you can explain it to the interviewer itself. You don't need to elaborate in your CV itself this much big.
Okay.
So no doubt the format of your CV is very nice, but like you don't even need to mention the entire address on the CV. Just mention the name of the town and the state where you live.
Okay.
Like you have mentioned the entire address, so this is not required actually in the CV.
Okay.
So try to reduce it to the 1.5 page, because it is so no one is going to read your entire CV. They will be just reading the pointers. So try to reduce it and explain in the best possible manner whenever they ask you question related to that.
Okay.
Yeah, Revanth, whatever that Arshita ma'am is telling you, this is the real, totally right. Because you also All India rank 45, and in front of you, Arshita ma'am also All India rank 40. Recently, she is also qualified CMA, and she
I
got
have,
Vedanta.
I
Right?
have also recently only qualified. I have not that
Yeah.
experience, Raven. I am also a qualified CA and CMA both.
Yeah,
Telling from my Delhi campus experience itself.
actually,
So,
I listened about you, Harshita Jain, but I thought someone Harshita Jain.
yeah. So don't worry about this, that that I do not have the confidence, etc. Just have the good confidence yourself. Just speak loudly, right? The questions will be asked easy, right, Ashita?
Yes, they will ask you all the questions. Like I gave interview only in Vedanta, and I was fortunately selected in that itself only. So they'll ask you all the questions itself from your CV. Like they asked me each and every question from the CV, and like I told you, the basic knowledge of anything you can go through that basic concept of intercosting book. You should refer definitely, because you need to be well versed with the costing, because they are hiring you for the costing profile. So they need you to be the perfect in that subject actually.
Being a All India rank 45, that interviewer will expect much from your side, right? You have the good responsibility, buddy. Even that if you are selected, obviously you will selected that organization, then organization also will expect to you, right? Much that you have the everything's knowledge, right? In costing, in finance, in audit, right? Everything. So to improve yourself, and it's not very tough to crack an interview. Just give your best, and you can do. And you know about yourself that where am I am a leg, right? I am behind of this, right? So just do good your basic knowledge, your module knowledge, right? Your subject knowledge, and whatever you mentioned in CV, also clear all the doubt, all the points, right, surrounding the questions of these points also. So obviously that will be helpful for you.
And Raven, the first question the sir asked, to introduce yourself. So be well prepared with that question, because that question is only going to create the impact how you present yourself in front of all the interviewer. You need to be, today you was saying in parts. You should be well versed with that part. Ki, I have a working experience in this field, on this industry. Specifically, you don't need to mention the client name, but you can mention the industry like. So that prepare very nicely that question, because I think that was not prepared from your end this time.
Yes,
So you can prepare for that question also. And also, like in last sir asked na Mahendra sir, do you have any questions for the interview? In that case also you were not clear. Like you asked for the feedback. Never ask for the feedback in case of the actual interview. Like this was the mock interview, so it's okay. But be ready with some good questions that you would be asking to them.
So hope Revanth, you get all the doubts right, and you are aware before you are presenting the mock, right? So your placement location, interview location is Chennai.
Chennai. Yes,
right? So you have the good time, right, to improve yourself. So
You have
the
ample
good
of
time,
time.
right? Yeah.
Sir, actually, I came to this because to At least I had good skills or not, whether to communicate or what I have to revise. For to know all these things, I came here, sir. Even though I didn't prepare for it, so I knew. So I have to work a lot, sir, for this preparation. So I have to and will prepare.
Yeah, you can do. Yeah, you have the good time, right? And have the good confidence yourself. Build the confidence yourself, right? This is the
Okay,
backbone to crack the interview. If you have the confidence, if you show the confidence right in front of the interviewer, then they will definitely, even in the, there will be only 5 to 6 minutes your interview, right? So no one can judge you in the 5 to 6 minutes. If you showing the good confidence, good energy from in front of the interviewer, that they will judge you, right? They can say, okay, this boy, these guys can handle my team, may handle my process, right? Can run my companies, right? So only these things are judged there, right? So and I think that all doubts are clear now, and work upon these. If you have any help from our side, that we are always ready for this, right? Best wishes from our side.
sir. Any
No doubt
positives?
you will be selected.
Any positives, sir?
Sorry,
Any positive things, sir?
sorry, Arshit, I cannot hear you. Can you give the answer?
Uh, it's not clear. What are you saying, Revanth? Can
Sir,
you repeat?
any positive things, sir?
Positive thing,
Uh,
positive things that you cleared all of the CMA on the right time. You're the all India rank 45, right? And you also work in
Even,
the CF.
even Revanth, you have a very good work experience to, explain them.
yes, sir. Yes,
You
ma'am.
had a very good exposure. It's just that you need to explain them properly.
Okay.
Because everyone go through only just 6 or 1 year training and they don't gain such a good experience in that. So
Yes.
you have this positive point that you are coming with such a good experience background.
Okay. And my cost right also, it's not actually done, sir. I just shown it as there. I have to went to the
Hmm.
office and I have to go through some files and I will have to gain some experience.
Now, if you actually have the experience, then only please add that. Otherwise, don't add it in your CV just to show that your CV would look more attractive. Rather, it
Mm.
would create a negative impact if they will ask something from that and you will not be aware about that.
Okay.
So, if you have not done it, it's not necessary that you should be well versed with the cost audit. It's not necessary. They will train you in that area.
Okay.
But at least basic theoretical knowledge you should get from your module now, and
Mm.
from the Google. So it will be much helpful at least, right? The
Okay, sir.
theoretical
Yeah.
knowledge is sufficient
Okay,
for
sir.
the fresher, right? Just describe in positive manners, the full of energy, whatever you have the knowledge about this question.
Okay, sir.
Okay, best of luck, best wishes from our side.
Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
Best
so
of
much.
luck, Raymond. In case anything you require, you can ask
Okay.
from any of us.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.